If we can get something like you got with the Shadow Dasher, awesome. That doesn't mean I'm going to go wandering around every time with a FLIR camera so I can repeat it again.
I will.
I look here, not there, or look at you.
Yeah.
This is our new studio.
Yes.
It was kind of like a brainchild maybe like 4 months ago, but this place was kind of a disaster.
Yeah. It took
Like, a good idea to have the camera focused in on maybe 6 feet.
Yeah.
Because to the left and right of us.
We're essentially in our storage unit, in a sense.
In a sense, in a storage.
But we're still on the property that we live on. And things could happen here just as well as they happen at our home.
And you brought the EMF meter here near the old cigar box. And this is the only electronics I have on right now. So, I don't know. People keep an eye on the background here.
Well, we're doing a new style of an episode. We're obviously not out in the woods investigating or in a town. Mm-hmm. What are we doing?
Well, so this is part of the problem is when you're rolling camera, it's hard to stay in the moment because you're constantly trying to think of what next to do because time is of the essence.
Maybe you got to catch a ferry. Maybe you're running out of daytime. Maybe the business hours are coming to a close and you can't talk to the locals anymore. We have to really manage our time with what little we have during those types of episodes.
In the Cabin Files, it gives us a chance to enjoy a beverage, gather our thoughts, sit back and debrief, maybe dive a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's a way for us to get out from underneath the rain spell.
Also, it's the first time we're using Mike's camera.
Oh, yeah.
So how does it look? Is it crisp and clear and cinematic?
It takes time, and that's why I think this is going to be a lot more fun after we learn to relax in our new environment here and talk about some of these repressed thoughts we have about every episode. And some of the comments that people leave. We'll talk about those too at some time.
Yeah, we're going to cover the nice ones and some of the haters too. We're going to put you on blast.
Yeah. So let's go through your little notes there. What you got now?
Okay, I got some notes.
Cabin notes.
Slide 1. Before we start to get into the episodes and comments, we have an exciting announcement.
Oh, wow.
And that is we are launching a freaking Patreon.
What?
With 3 tiers. Each one of them has like different unique perks to them. Like includes a monthly newsletter with updates just about us, what we're doing, hints at upcoming episodes, things like that. And an archived evidence library, which is really cool. I've never heard of anybody else doing this. But basically,
pioneers.
We're taking, we're
pretty much pioneers.
We're the coolest. But we're taking evidence that we have captured and shared from previous episodes, but we're also adding of things we haven't shared on episodes. So there's a lot of like exclusive content even in the first tier. And the second one, we're taking it to another level for people who want to be a little bit more up in our business. We're going to do a weekly vlog style updates showing you our pre and post production process when we're doing new experiments around here. Pretty much you'll get something new every week. So anybody who's like, wants to be in the know and get to know us a little more, the second tier might be more for you. And then the third one includes all the above plus pre-recorded tutorial / like workshops. We're going to be doing Audio Review 101, which is going to be showing you how to use Audacity, what recorders to use, all the steps to review like a pro. And then you had some ideas for some workshops as well. Ideas you had.
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
I don't remember. I love being put on the spot.
It's okay. I remember. Intro to night walks. We're going to be doing some casting classes, fingerprint lifting.
And well said. And where can people find out about said Patreon?
I'm so glad you asked. We're going to put the link in the description down below. So for anybody who's interested, you can check out our tiers to see if you want to join.
I love it. First I got to say, this is a beautiful. This is a beautiful coat. I didn't buy it. This is a Ralph Lauren. It's like an Indiana Jones style bomber jacket.
It's very buttery. Like it's a nice leather.
This jacket was bought at auction from the Peter Byrne estate by the cast and crew from A
Oh,
Flash
they
of
bought
Beauty.
it?
Brett and Jill. They bought it at
I didn't know
auction.
that.
And so it's nice and warm.
We're going to go over 5 episodes that we chose, mostly in order, but we actually saved one for last that is pretty
Topical.
for the current times we're living in the Bigfoot world. The first one, Phantom Lake.
Our local watershed. This is a nickname, a code name, a pseudonym. First of all, it was suggested to me by someone in the Olympic Project, which is the Bigfoot outfit up near Forks. And they're like, hey, the weirder cases seem to be happening out at this place called blah blah / Phantom Lake. And so we just kind of went on a lark. And we did the Estes method.
Yeah, we ended up going back a second night because it was interesting.
Yeah, and I'd never done the Estes method. It turns out that it asks a lot of the listener, but in this episode, it asks a lot of the watcher, right? Because when you're doing Estes method, your sensory deprivation, blindfolded, static, or AM stations going by, and so you're totally sensory deprived. However, you got the hell scared out of you as you were watching me go under, and that's kind of what mainly set us up that something was going on at this lake, because it was an unexplained sound that you couldn't account for, and I was completely unaware, caught off guard that you were scared.
Yeah.
Is where you had the fart alarm.
Beloved fart alarm, which we haven't brought out since then, which is kind of a shame.
Yeah, we should bring it in here.
It deserves better than that. Also, at the very end of the episode, there was the phantom wheel sound. It sounded like a wagon wheel or something. And it is literally by luck that we captured that. I did not press the record button to end it, but we were like actively packing up and ready to get the heck out of there because we were just tired and done. And I remember looking at the camera and seeing that it was still recording, and I was like, I'm too tired to like bother shut it off. I'll get it when I get in the car.
I misread the energy coming off you about 5 minutes beforehand, and you were kind of ready to call it. I must have had a turbo pill because I was ready to go, and I don't think you were ready to go. A misunderstanding, a field misunderstanding.
It was the Estes method, not 5 minutes before.
It was the Estes method.
I wasn't comfortable because I felt like the place was so active.
Yes.
And I was afraid that you were going to get up and like go walk toward the sound and leave me.
Yes. There had already been a couple riffraff guys that had come by.
Yeah.
And so...
Plus something like walked down the embankment towards you, like almost not bluff charged you, but kinda. It was creepy. And we were hearing bangs down on the lake. There was a lot. We have to go back there. Now we're going to pull a couple of comments. One of them, I think, already has to do with the Estes method.
Christina, I swear I almost did a spit take when you said Home Depot. The Estes method is a wild and creepy state. And that zoom of a dark figure in the background, great episode. Well, now, what was the dark figure in the background?
I think, so we started out this whole episode in Joyce.
I remember a dark figure, though.
When we're on the trail, by the way, we went back and did that trail with Matt Parrish. And we're walking that trail, and I find that stick structure, and I look because I wanted to make note of that and double check that we're not having a pareidolia moment. And I did look, and it was a stump, so debunked. And we also have a comment from, I'm going to say Rob. I really want Bigfoot to be real. I watch a lot of documentaries and videos on Bigfoot. We just need someone to get a really good photo of it and a great video so that it can be proven to exist.
No shit, Rob. What do we say about that comment that hasn't been said? You don't do this stuff to try to get a photograph or a video. At least I think I do it for this reason. You do it for the connection to the peripheral phenomena that comes in around it. The trickster element, that stuff seems to be its own reward. And maybe I'm just crazy enough to the fact that I don't want this mystery to ever stop. Like, I don't want the proof that much. Like, if we can get something like you got with the Shadow Dasher, awesome. That doesn't mean I'm going to go wandering around every time with a FLIR camera so I can repeat it again.
I will.
But she will.
Mostly because it lets me know there aren't cougars around us. That's how I got it in the first place.
Yeah. So yeah, to his comment there, get a good photo. I don't know what that will do. I don't know what a good video will do with AI. You almost need a good film because a film is the actual evidence
Yeah.
on a piece of celluloid. So, okay, our next debrief is going to be on the episode that we shot in Port Gamble, on or near the museum that we went to, including the Walker Ames house.
Phenomenal.
A lot of Freemason stuff going on there. We did get down to the museum. I didn't expect to get a ghost story. I don't know why, but that's kind of what we immediately got from the curator of the museum, Nancy. And she had the creepy photo from the Walker Ames window.
We spent some time in there trying to like get some EVPs and listening back in the moment, and we weren't getting it. And then I totally forgot my phone. It was like 20 minutes that the phone was in there by itself. I think the EVPs were actually mostly captured when we like left to the front and we were talking to her. It won't get up, or they woke it up. And I'm leaning more towards they woke it up.
Which is pretty creepy.
Yeah. That was when we were talking about the Bluff Creek episode. We were telling her about like our nightmares and the creepy stuff that felt not like Bigfoot there.
Oh, so we were having a conversation with her
and
at
that's
that exact moment.
when that EVP came
and then
out.
walked out. Okay.
So it was pretty interesting. Well, we're going to read some comments.
Mothy's fridge. They woke me up, she thinks it said. I wonder who she's talking to in that EVP. Could it be residual? Yeah, it's up for interpretation what it's saying. There wasn't a child down there.
I think the woke me up one, that sounded more like a more mature lady. The one that said so weird sounded like a kid. I don't know. Maybe it
go back and listen to it. It's our Port Gamble episode.
Is that the same Rob? I wouldn't want to own an old house because I think every old house is haunted. I like modern. I just want to know how many of you guys would be interested in having an old haunted house, or if you want to totally avoid that stuff and you don't want like a invisible roommate. Would you?
Yeah, I would prefer the aesthetic of an old look. And possibly the old bones, like the original architecture, the fact that raw wood floors, grand fireplace. However, when you live in a brand new house with AC and an ice maker,
appliances that work.
Right. I'm getting to the point. Old Robs and I might have something in common, but I do love the history of it.
I prefer the character, and I also prefer the challenge of a haunted house. I would rather. Yeah. I like to befriend.
Is this enough of a haunted house for you, or do you want more?
We don't have anything really in our house. We've had some odd sounds when you fall asleep and I'm laying there, either sitting up on the couch or sometimes in bed.
Yeah. By all accounts, we have ghost children behind the house saying crazy stuff.
Things are outside.
Phantom
100%.
Running past the window.
Yes. It's probably for the best to like have a boundary and it stays outside. And then the next one we were going to talk about is Tales from the Quinault.
Map Parish Country, Tobe of the Quinault Lodge, and Quinny. Quinny, the basically like their Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Or a giant sturgeon.
Yeah.
A 40-foot long sturgeon for all the fishermen out there. That's how big a sturgeon can actually get. You say 20, I say 500 feet long.
Maybe 600.
Six.
I think it might be.
And they bite on power bait.
Somehow it became like the most popular TikTok that we have. I don't even know how that works with the algorithm. We pretty much just give like the sizzle reels of our episodes.
There could be something coming up January 2027 with us and the lodge. We haven't put everything together yet, but that's what we have our sights set on. We'll announce it here when it happens. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
Why don't you take Shane Bryan? Okay.
So that light you were seeing in the episode, I know what it is. It's the sign at the high school. It is super bright at nighttime, especially if there is fog for it to reflect on. In this case, it was like very low clouds. And that's definitely what we saw.
Listen, we had talked to like at least 5 locals about this and shown the footage to them. Everybody said it's anomalous.
It was like a confirming of our sighting in that moment.
Tobe, I think you meant microburst. A bomb cyclone is one of our yearly low pressure systems that brings high winds. A microburst can make a small scale downdraft that shoots straight down in a localized area with winds over 100 miles per hour. I've seen this before up at Whidbey Island. Absolutely, that is 100% possible. What she's talking about is just on North Shore Road above Quinault Lake. There was an event that happened like in 2018,
I think.
and basically, without cause, without any visual proof that I know of, the Doug firs, and you saw them, got sheared off. Old Doug firs, almost like something just out of the blue came down. I think it was Matt Parrish. He said it looked like something came down at an angle and crashed through the trees.
Totally.
Because he saw that they were going, from high to low.
Mm-hmm.
So is that possible?
He's the one who got to see it like in the moment, like
moment.
when it happened.
And we didn't have everything ready for an overnight because it was raining so
It was
hard.
flooding.
It was flooding, but we do want to get back there and shoot a follow-up. All right, Sasquatch Wolfpack, that was our last episode. I don't know if anybody went and watched it. You can go check it out right now, and that's your chance to meet the owners of the Wolfpack, John and Ashley.
Yes.
And they're salt-of-the-earth people that have been raising wolf pups, wolves that have been brought to them that have been basically mistreated by owners that took on too much. But the couple had one hell of a side story, which was their Bigfoot phenomena. Now we'll go back there again.
Well, they invited
hopefully
us
soon. They did.
They invited us back to camp out on their property.
Now, would you hang in a hammock out there in the trees with me in the summer?
I'd rather be in with the wolves.
You want to camp in with the wolves?
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
100%.
Okay, that's pretty crazy.
If it doesn't cause them stress.
You have to gain the trust.
Didn't John text you the other day about something interesting? I'd be like, the people should know.
He goes, actually, I found the sound. It sounded just like this. And it was a video of the Sierra camp. Mm-hmm. And it was, one of Ron's sounds, the Sierra whoop. One of the things I wish I would have talked to him about was this comment here from P&W Hunter.
You should shout it and say it.
Oh, yeah, all capitals.
Angrily.
We'll talk about this here. So wolves and Sasquatch are killers, and they do hurt and hunt and kill human and people like this. Don't want it to get out because it's dangerous, and they can be, or the wolves won't be on the endangered list, and put on the kill list, and yet people don't have the balls or are afraid to say what they feel. Although there's no periods here. If you told the truth and told some of the murderous and killer stories of the wolves and the Sasquatch, people will make up their own mind and do what's best for them. But y'all just want to tell lies and say it friendly forest giants and make money off it. But this is what I would have asked John, because the misconception is not just born out of fear. There is a reality to the predator nature of a wolf. They are programmed based upon, they seem to have a higher intellect. In fact, the first thing he said to me, he goes, oh, they must like you. They could tell a lot about you immediately. But there seems to be a crossover between the predatory nature of Bigfoot and the human nature of Bigfoot, as it relates to what wolves can do as well.
Not everybody's gonna have good intentions. Same thing with potentially Bigfoot. I don't think that they have that bad of intentions, because there's times where I have been up Oak Hole with Priscilla and I have gone far away from the group and asked, requested that they take footsteps towards me and received it immediately. There's been moments where I've been alone and thought that I was in danger, so I booked it out of there. But they're faster, they're stronger. If they wanted to pluck me up and carry me off, they would have done it. And there's a possibility that there's good and bad, just like there are people, but there's also the possibility that there's something more violent out in the woods that's doing what people are blaming Bigfoots for. I don't know. It's all up in the air. There's no way to prove it.
If you're in their territory and you piss them off, you're probably going to get the bad end of a Bigfoot, just like you would if, you got between a wolf and its meal. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think Bigfoot's thinking that all the time. They're too inquisitive. They're too much like us. But we have Ted Bundys amongst us walking around. I think the same exists in the Bigfoot world.
Yeah.
You don't want to meet the Ted Bundy version of Bigfoot. You know what I heard, actually? Cats are more psychotic. If you passed out in a house and never woke up, or let's say you bumped your head and
Dogs will do it too.
I heard cats will eat you first.
Dogs will do it too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Google it. I think cats will do you in first. What's the other comment there?
So this is kind of interesting. It's kind of juicy, actually. Northwest, I think it's meant to say Olympics, Northwest Olympics. I met a very old lady years ago that worked the game farm. In parentheses, she had an affair with Walt Disney.
Whoa.
All the gray wolves escaped and went into the Olympics years ago. I've seen tracks all over at different sizes. Like, they probably have descendants of those escaped wolves.
And John said that he had heard what sounded like wolves communicating with his wolves.
Yeah.
So maybe this is what she's talking about. All right, what do we got next? Bluff Creek. We called it creepy because if you've never been through sleep paralysis before, I don't suggest it. It feels profoundly real. It doesn't feel like a dream. And then we were hearing crazy sounds and seeing crazy stuff on the FLIR.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we did pretty good. I mean, we hiked all the way down to the frickin' creek.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw how difficult it was for me. I did have a full backpack, though, with Starlink in it and a bunch of sand. It was about 85 degrees. The hike kicked my butt.
Drive down if you can.
Don't down, walk in. Not in a Prius, though. All right, why don't you read the comments here from Yay3373.
She said, I couldn't watch past the 20-minute mark. I would expect more of you two. It's hilarious you have all these little occurrences, but you completely failed to record anything, even after bringing so much stuff to record, and then film an entire 40 minutes of crap. Embarrassing. ... What are you doing, really?
I like the really at the end. It kind of twists it nicely.
Yeah.
I mean, we went through the motions as much as possible to collect evidence.
Audio is not enough of a recording, I guess. I mean, here's the thing. You can't, capture.
We didn't get anything. I mean, what we got, we didn't get anything like we wanted. We've got sleep paralysis and we got weird little clicking sounds.
And metallic bangs. We got rock throws.
Yeah.
We got things that were approaching our tent.
There was a sighting. We should remind people, 2 or 3 Sasquatch that approached 2 ladies staying in the exact same spot only weeks before.
Yeah.
Turns out, I believe, the author of the Bluff Creek project, also in that exact same area, I believe satellite.
The cell site.
Cell sites also had sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Oh, and we had been contacted, too, from a friend of mine. Said, thank God you're talking about sleep paralysis in Bigfoot areas. I also had it.
Yeah.
So
I've had it at Shasta. I've had it at Dexter Lake.
So the last comment is, I'm getting Willow Creek vibes. One day I want to go to the PG site. And this is from Rob Roy Menzies, 8641. Let's talk a little bit about the segue point of this conversation here. Because as we're doing this, the S is hitting the fan right now with a lot of Bigfooters talking about the holy grail of 1967, the Patterson Gimlin film. And everybody's, Allie, they're losing their mind over the fact that this documentary is coming out entitled Capturing Bigfoot. It premiered in Austin, I believe. A couple Bigfooters, but only one Bigfooter went to this documentary premiere. And as soon as he did, he went straight to his hotel room and logged on. And he basically said, I just watched this documentary and I believe that the Patterson Gimlin film is a hoax. But he didn't explain every scene that he saw. He went through the ones that really shook him to his core. Now, what I will say about this guy, who I've never met, he seemed like an honest dude. He actually seemed like he was heartbroken over the footage that he'd seen.
Yeah, definitely.
When you see the Patterson Gimlin film, do you see a costume or any elements of a costume? And what is your opinion of the footage?
I mean, I think I was like 8 or 9 the first time I stumbled across it and it freaked me out because it looked so real. It doesn't creep me out anymore, but there's some kind of element to it that is like shock value. I mean, trying to explain how fitted it is or why they would put breasts on it. Why would they? I don't know. There's a lot about it that just is surprising. If it is a hoax, we both were like, whoa, pump the brakes when we saw the first post about it, because there's been all this time passing and nothing has come forward before. So it just seems a little fishy.
These kind of things do occur. I was reminded today of a character by the name of Rick Dyer, and every like 5 or so years he would come out and he would release a body, and he'd be like, I shot a Bigfoot and I'm gonna take it on tour. And his name was Rick Dyer. Yeah. And he would do it over and over, and it's just like, it's a hoax. And he'd come out 5 years like, now I got a body. And so I lived through those times. I think I've lived through different types of speculation on what happened at Bluff Creek. MK Davis gets into that in particular.
Yeah.
So these things do occur periodically. When it comes to the PG film, you kind of have to take the gentleman of Bob Gimlin out of the picture and just look at what was captured. And what bothers me about this being a hoax is that it seems as though more information is coming out on this footage over time, right? Like, people don't call it a holy relic, but no one's captured something like that before to that quality. And the fact that they captured it on film makes it more compelling because it's not AI. And so the claim on this one is that there's actually 40 seconds of new film, right? You know, to this film, what can we say? We can't say anything because we haven't seen it. I mean, you see the fat jiggle on Patty's leg as she's strolling across there on the right.
Muscles, it's so fitted. And you're someone who has created these types of, what would you call it? It's not a statue. It's like a
recreation, a model. I've done a couple of them, and you know, it's hard to get the dimensions correct because you want to make it look real. But when you put somebody in something like that, it's a greater challenge.
Yeah.
I can't hide the fact that I think there's some shenanigans going on. I'm ready to be wrong, though.
Yeah.
What? Like, if it's fake, I don't care. Like, I just want to know.
It would just be very shocking.
Yeah.
Ultimately. But you should remain skeptical even of people making claims such as this, because it's just like, for all this time to pass and for nobody to slip up or come forward.
60 years.
Yeah.
So if the film exists, then there's a provenance to it, and that film can get analyzed. Just the same way that all the other copies of the original have been analyzed and put through the ringer.
Yeah. Well, shall we close it out?
I think that's it. Yeah. Update. What's going on?
Well, I'm pretty sure everybody, if they haven't yet, needs to go to olympicstrangedays.com to check out our merch, because we have a pretty sick store with a lot of merch.
And this is an example of what's available here.
Actually, no.
This may not.
This guy is in the works. We weren't happy with quite how it turned out, but that shows that we care about the quality.
This is a test sample.
However, this Olympic Strange Days mug is on there. Let me turn it. There we go. I'm pretty sure we have beer koozies on there. We need to order beer koozies and the quitters. Oh my god, the quitters.
Which are like Temu Crocs.
Which, unfortunately, heads up, we have seen a couple of people order those, and they are coming from China, from China. And so the shipping takes a little bit longer.
You can also check out Olympic Strange Days if you want to come to our camp out. It's going to be coming October 1st through 3rd. Near Forks, be there rain or shine. That's where you bring a tent or your RV or camper, hang out with us, and
amazing speakers.
Actually, we just added one more presenter as well. Her name is Mary Bethune with the Olympic Peninsula Paranormal Society. You've seen her before. She's the one that saw the praying mantis.
Crazy story.
Yeah. So Very Bethune will be there. She's got years of paranormal research here in the Olympics Peninsula. A lot of fun. Totally our kind of people to hang out by the campfire.
And then we should also mention upcoming conferences, the McMenamins UFO Festival, which is May 15th and 16th. We'll just be doing a vendor booth there. Olympic Paranormal Sci-Fest in Quilcene, Washington is going to be May 29th and 30th. And it's the very first time they're doing that event, and we're going to be speaking.
Yep, we'll be there. I think you can buy tickets right now for $15.
Yeah.
We'll be inside a historic house of some kind as well.
Yeah, you pay per speaker. I think there's also options for like
VIP.
all-inclusive
You
day
can buy-
passes.
yeah.
But you can also just pay per speaker who you want to see. And then Sasquatch Summerfest, July 10th and 11th, we're going to be emceeing.
Get ready, corny jokes, karaoke.
It's going to be a good time. It's always a good time. And then Phenomicon, which is really exciting. We did not know if we were going to get accepted for our vendor application.
Home of Skinwalker Ranch, right outside of Vernal, Utah, right?
Also, don't forget to check out our Patreon page. It's going to be linked down in the description box, as well as our website with the merch store and the tickets to OSD.
We're going to be putting these out whenever we feel like it, whenever they need to be.
When we don't want to be out in the rain.
Yeah, but now we have a place here, and eventually we'll have guests in here as well. So stay tuned for that. Leave us some feedback of what maybe you'd like to see on the show. Things that we could cover. I know there's a segment that Allie wants to do called What Dat?
What Dat?
That'll be a chance where Allie digs into some mysterious stuff that she finds interesting.
Weird.
Maybe it'd be like your own curation.
It's like weird stuff I come across on TikTok where I'm like...
Yeah, it'll be a little bit like Slapped Ham or whatever. It'll be your version of that What Dat. All right, well, we'll see you next week with a regular episode of Olympic Strange Days.
Yes.
And eventually back in here again. So that's it for me.
We'll see you in the tweets.
Bye, y'all.